I gave the top 5 most important players in the NBA Finals on This Just In yesterday, 2 p.m. Eastern, ESPN. This was the list. I thought Key would do the honors for me. I thought Key would finish.
No, I was going to let you go ahead and do it.
Handsome host. All right, listen. No, I'm going to go 1 to 5 because the top 2 players are so obvious, right? Here are the most important players in the finals. Number 1, Steph Curry.
Number 1.
Steph Curry is the most important guy in these finals. He ought to be the best player in the series, and I would love to see him. You think because I raised the question or say here are the stakes that I'm rooting against him? I am not. I hope he comes through. I hope he wins Finals MVP. I hope he gets that feather in his cap. He's the most important player in the game, in the series.
Number 2.
A little bit. Jason Tatum is the second most important player in this series. He has evolved into a great two-way player. He takes on the toughest defensive assignment, and he does it more than adequately. Like, he has been very effective defensively and offensively. We all know what it is. Could you imagine if this dude winds up a champion already in his NBA career?
Number 3.
And now we get to the wild cards, right? Like, who's the third most important player in this whole series? So many guys to choose from. Wiggins and Poole and Time Lord and this one and that one. I'm taking Marcus Smart. If Marcus Smart can be himself defensively, the Celtics can win this. And if he can't, I don't know if they can. I think he's the third, and besides the emotional leader and all those things, that's true of Marcus Smart, but especially his defense, especially against this Golden State team, going to be key.
Number 4.
Draymond Green. Draymond Green, for the same reasons a lot of people would point out Marcus Smart in terms of the energy and the emotional leadership and everything for the Warriors. People forget, in 16, he was about to be Finals MVP. Had LeBron and them not won it, he'd have done it. He was great in Game 6, great in Game 7. He's a big-time money player, and people always point to Steph as reinventing the game. Along with Dre, he's the pick-and-roll partner. I think Dre is given the defense to do everything. He gives him the ability to play 5 out. I think he's the 4th most important player in the series.
Number 5.
This was very tough because I thought there were 6 or 7 good candidates, but I'm going to go with Jaylen Brown, who's a two-way player, especially on the defensive end. But, like, he's the guy, if you're looking for 20-plus points from someone other than Jason Tatum, I'm going to look to Brown. And because he is an excellent defensive player, I give him the 5th slot, although, again, there are like 5 different guys at least I think who could have been there. Those are my top 5.
All right, so go through them really quickly.
1, Steph, 2, Tatum, most important players in the series. 3, Marcus Smart, 4, Draymond, and 5, Jaylen Brown.
So I would be the person to tell you that I think Marcus Smart is the most important person in the playoffs.
Wow.
Number 1, because Marcus Smart is going to have the primary defensive rotation of guarding Stephen Curry, staying attached to his hip. And also for Boston, even though Jason Tatum has turned the ball over a ton during these playoffs. And when he's loose with the ball, they're not the best. So you need the ball in the hands of Marcus Smart, who initiates their offense, who also sets the tone for them defensively. I think he's one of the biggest key cogs in order for them to have a chance to win it all.
That's a bold prediction, Keith.
No, I'll agree with Jay. I'll back you up on that one, Jay. I think because of what we've seen Stephen Curry go through in the past when they played against Cleveland and Kevin Durant was on the team, and they, as Ty Lue said, they wind up trying to take him out using the blitz, using 2 guys on him. Well, you don't have that. You don't have to worry about that as much anymore. Now you could just single him up with Marcus Smart, but at the same time, both ends of the floor Smart has to play on. He has to get the offense going, but he also has to chase Steph all around the court. So that energy level for him has to continue to stay high at all times. And when they talk about condition during the season, him coming off an injury over the last couple games, that is going to be majorly important.
Yeah, you may have convinced that's a persuasive argument because he's also got to play that unselfish point guard on the other end.
And can't think shoot first, think pass first, shoot when it's appropriate. And by the way, the last time these 2 teams played, I told y'all, Steph is petty, man. He's one of the most competitive dudes. That's where Marcus Smart dove into his ankle, and it had Stephen Curry out for a while. So trust and believe, Steph remembers that.
So he's playing a fully motivated Steph.
That's what I'm trying to say, man.
You can't double and double him all the time because you have Jordan Poole, you have Wiggins, you have Clay who can get hot.
He's a momentum scorer. You got to slow him down because it sets the momentum for this team.
Smart's got to play a real point guard on the other. You may have convinced me that he is actually the most important player in the series, and he's banged up.
See, Curry, the reason Curry wouldn't be 1 for me is because they got so many other pieces that they can rely on. If you take Curry out, you still got to account for, like mentioned, the Wiggins, Poole,
but he's
Draymond
the engine,
to a degree. I understand that. He's going to get his shots. But even if he's limited, Clay can get hot just like he did the other
Hotter
night.
than anyone.
Yeah,
Jordan
now
can
all of
do
a
off the
sudden
bounce.
you
Yeah.
look up and it's ridiculous.
Yeah, Wiggins and Poole can get their own.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus right now.